Welcome Essentials Math 3. This is your weekly assignment and I am here to get you kicked off. So, dear student, X marks the spot. If the spot we are looking for is on a line, a highway, a railroad track, or a number line, we can say exactly where it is relative to some starting point or origin with just one number, because one number is enough to specify any point on that line. We call a line one-dimensional. One-dimensional. Look at that. One dimension. Oh, like 3 dimensions is real life 3 dimensions. Okay, here we go. If X marks the spot on a surface, the surface on the earth, a map, a piece of paper, or even on the entire infinite coordinate plane, we need 2 numbers to say where it is in the 2-dimensional space. Okay. One way to do that is to use 2 number lines crossing each other at right angles. Here we go. So 1 becomes the horizontal axis, right? So horizontal goes left to right. All right. And then 1 becomes the vertical axis. Vertical, boom, goes up and down. Cool. The horizontal axis is often, but not always, called the x-axis. All right, so that first number was the x. And the vertical is often the y-axis. Cool. Ordered pair, we've seen this before. Ordered pairs. Let's go. Okay. So in class, normally what we would do is I would call each student up to the front and I would measure and record your arm span, right? Your arm span, and then your height. But with COVID, we can't get that close. So what I did instead was go to Google and select a random number generator. And the first number was 121. And the second number was 149. Cool. So it says mark your arm span on this arm span number line. So my arm span was 121. So I go between 120 and 120, 130, closer to 120. Boom. In your canvas, you have red dots that you can click and drag to where you want them to go. All right. It says use a single point to mark both your arm span and height on this height versus arm span graph. So my arm span was 121. So that's going to be somewhere on this line. And it says my height was 149, which is really close to 50. So mine is going to be like right there. All right, cool. Algebraic habits of mind. Communicating with precision. Graphing points on the coordinate plane is a way to communicate information visually. In your class's graph of height versus arm span, each dot point represents a specific person and contains 2 pieces of information. That person's arm span and that person's height. Okay. A whole class arm span and height data can be drawn onto a single graph. Also, because the result is a picture and not just a collection of numbers, you can also see patterns in the data that might otherwise be harder to recognize. Okay. Once again, electronic form, you can drag this. Also, if you're working with the book, you can take a picture of this and just lay it on top of all of it, and I'll happily take it. So discuss and write what you think. Imagine a person whose point on the graph in problem 3, okay, is lower and to the right of your point. So is lower and to the right. So this is my left, that is my right, okay, and boom. Describe that person's arm span and height. So is their arm span longer or shorter? Is their height taller or shorter than yours? Please give me a complete sentence here. So tell me about their arm span, tell me about their height. Cool. So that should get you on your way. You have page 3, 4, and on page 4, you have horizontal and vertical positions, which we did already talk about on the first page, horizontal and vertical. On this one, you're using this picture to answer those questions. Please give me complete sentences. Over here, electronically, you have red dots. You can click and drag where they go. Once again, these have red dots. You can click and drag where you would like them. Over here, it didn't print quite as pretty as it looks in Google Docs, but you have a dot and a letter. So that's E, L, B, R. It goes with the first letter of the name, and you should be able to put those there. So where are we? This is her length, and I'll go with Louise. So her length is 27, shoe size is 26, so 26, 27. It looks like Louise should be about there, 27 and 26. So have fun, try your best, give me something for everything. And the discussion, please give me your top 2 questions, what you would like help with and why. Good luck, Truman.